Good morning, friends. We have already discussed in last video of statute relating to stamp duties. Now we will discuss under this presentation which instruments are to be covered under the statute. For that we have to see the section 3 and also we have to read schedule 1. The framework of the act provides for 8 chapters and 1 schedule, which vividly describe the instruments chargeable for stamp duty and procedure of adjudication thereof. But going deeper into the topic, we first need to understand the concept of instrument in the light of the provisions of this Act. As per Section 2, subclause 14 of the Indian Stamp Act, the term instrument includes every document by which any right or liability is or purported to be created, transferred, limited, extended, extinguished, or recorded. Explaining about those instruments which are chargeable to stamp duty, Section 3 mentions following 3 categories. First one, every instrument mentioned in Schedule 1 of the Act, which are executable in India on or after the 1st July 1899. Second is every bill of exchange or promissory note drawn or made out of India on or after 1st July 1899 and accepted or paid or presented for so or negotiated in India. And third one is every instrument except a bill of exchange or promissory note mentioned in this schedule, which is executed outside India on or after 1st July 1899, but it relates to any property or service situated or rendered in India and is received in India. But it does not include any instrument which is executed in favor of the government or and any instrument evidencing sale or transfer in any manner of ownership or any other interest in any ship or vessel registered under the Merchant Shipping Act 1894 or Indian Registration of Ships Act 1841. And fourth one is under Schedule First. The Act specifies 65 general types of instruments along with prescribed rate of stamp duty levied on each of them. With a view to properly distribute stamp revenue between the union and state governments, the makers of the Constitution of India had specifically categorized these instruments under Schedule 7 of the Constitution, and they are to be as follow. Number 1, the instrument specified in entry 91 of the Union List, that is Schedule 7, List 1. The power of determining the rate of stamp duty in respect of bills of exchange, checks, promissory notes, bills of lading, letters of credit, policies of insurance, transfer of shares, debentures, proxies, and receipts is given to the central government. Therefore, the stamp duty collected from these instruments contributes to the revenue of the central government. Now, coming to instruments specified in entry 63 of the state list, that is Schedule 7, List 2. Rates of stamp duty in respect of documents other than those specified in entry 91 of Union List are determined by state governments. These rates vary from one state to another and it contribute to the revenue of the state governments. Now, third one is instruments specified in entry 44 of the concurrent list. That is also Schedule 7, List 3. The stamp duties, other than duties or fees collected by means of judicial stamps, what not including the rate of stamp duty, are covered by this entry. That's why this entry, both the union and states are given the power to collect stamp revenue from non-judicial stamps. It is evident from the language used in Section 3 that in order to be an instrument chargeable under this Act, it must have to be one of those mentioned in Schedule 1. What Section 2, Subclause 4 uses the term includes while defining the term instrument, which means the Act provides an inclusive definition of the term. So, by joint reading of both the sections, we find that an instrument, in order to be chargeable under this Act, must have to fulfill two criteria. Firstly, it had to be document by which any right or liability or purported to be created, transferred, limited, extended, extinguished, or recorded. And secondly, it has to be mentioned in Schedule 1 of the Act. This is all about this topic, which instruments are to be covered and what rate to be charged, and the state government share, central government share, all has I have been covered. Meet you in next video on this topic, different but on stamp duty. Thanks for watching. See you again.